Yeah, it really changed the way I thought about songwriting when I approached it like a film. You have your beginning, your middle, climax, tension, and then resolve, ending, and the credits rolling. And to think of a song like that, or even a record, really opened my mind a lot. I've always been drawn to musical theatre and music that has a sense of kind of aggression and theatrics or drama about it. So, I started to approach my own music like that and think of it, in more cinematic terms. And, of course, getting to make music videos is a great chance to get even more, theatrical. And there are, narratives in a lot of the lyrics, and so doing music videos was a chance to bring them out even more, like in Settle Down, or to just kind of convey the song and the emotion of the song with a really strong visual moment, I guess. And I really enjoy getting into that side of things. It's fun to come out of working in music world for so long and to then think about just, how to convey the music in a visual way for a bit. It's kind of refreshing for me,
I wanna settle down, I wanna settle down. Won't you settle down with me? Settle down. We could settle at a table for two. Won't you wine and dine with me? Settle down.
Every song suits a different texture or vocal approach. If an emotion is quite inward and introverted, I think it suits that kind of cold, angular aggression or fragility, and then other songs that are perhaps more romantic will suit more of a Ella Fitzgerald tone or something warmer. So I think taking influence from all of those different places helps for me to draw on different textures for different songs. I think a running theme through all of those vocalists has been that a lot of them are very bold and have been quite fearless with their delivery. Obviously, Björk, Jeff Buckley especially, and even Camille, she really experiments with so many different sounds that her voice can create. And I love that mentality of not just treating the voice like one tone, it can be a variety of different instruments. And I think that was something that kind of changed my thinking as well, to actually try and build a whole song with just the voice, and that was actually completely possible. It's a really fun way to write songs that way.
I wanna settle down, I wanna settle down. Won't you settle down?
I added 6 songs to the version of my album for Europe and America, simply because a lot of the songs that I wrote on the Australian and New Zealand version were very old, and I was 16, 17 when I wrote a lot of them. And so I had the chance to, maybe add a song. So I did some songwriting sessions in America with people like Mike Elizondo, had worked with Dr. Dre and Fiona Apple, to Greg Kurstin, who worked with Foster the People, the Flaming Lips, the Shins, all these amazing producers. And I thought, I'll write a song with them. And I came back with, 7 or 8 songs. So I thought, why not add them to the record and just have an album that reflects sort of musically where I'm at now, as well as, the older stuff. And it just feels, I guess, more of a kind of current glimpse of, where I'm at musically. And it was really fun to add some new songs to the album as well, so that fans in Europe and America could kind of have some exclusive content. I think the trick is to try and find new inspiration for the songs and for the record each month or each, few days, because you're having to, constantly kind of make it a new experience for people in each territory. And I think that comes from the live translations I did with my band as well. That always gives the songs a new life when we perform them live. And just, understanding that even though it's old for me, it's new for everyone else, and that kind of reinvigorates my passion for the songs, to see people in France or in Germany or wherever it may be responding to the music for the first time. I think that kind of, it rejuvenates my love for the music, to see the way different people respond to it.
I wanna raise a child, I wanna raise a child. Won't you raise a child with me? Raise a child. We call her Nebraska Jones. She'll have your
different world coming into places like America as a girl from New Zealand. Our country only has 4 million people, and although I've lived in Australia for 4 years now, it's still quite different coming over to these parts of the world. But I find it really exciting because different people in America will respond to different songs, and you get a whole new sense of kind of energy from the audiences over on this side of the world. Doing big TV appearances was, a new thing for me, playing Jay Leno with my band and Saturday Night Live with Gotye. But, it's all been really amazing, and I just look at it all as kind of, steps and sort of exciting challenges to step up to. It's been all really positive, working with Gotye and being a part of that song, especially because I feel it's such an artistic collaboration and a song that kind of marks a little shift in consciousness for pop music in a way. I think it's been really exciting to watch people kind of come back to that sense of wanting something different in the charts and wanting to hear a song that really kind of focuses on quite a fragile emotion and something that everyone can relate to. So being, associated with that song for me has just been really kind of great and exciting. And also I feel like Gotye is sort of paving the way for artists like myself to now put music out that is, aesthetically pop, but hopefully kind of, playing with some different textures and sounds. And I'm very close with him, and it's been wonderful to kind of learn from him as well, and see how he arranges music and how he, works as an artist and a performer. So, it's all been really fun. Yeah, there is an Australian hip-hop scene. I think, it's a little different and it's its own thing, American hip-hop is quite sort of separate, and I think it's true that a lot of people wanting to get more into that world feel they have to venture out of Australia or New Zealand and actually, work with the producers that are well known for hip-hop music over here. And of course there are so many. Hip-hop is something I didn't really grow up with, but something I've become more interested in the last few years, mainly from the production side of things. I love the aggression and the heavy rhythms of a lot of hip-hop. I mean, probably more on the side of Outkast, Big Boy, Pharrell, that kind of territory. I find that their music is also super melodic, and working with Mike was fascinating because he has so many skills in that area, but like I said, he's also a huge Pink Floyd fan and Beatles fan, and kind of is into such an eclectic kind of mix of music. And for me, it was great to kind of dabble in something that I hadn't really done so much before, which was beat arranging and actually sampling. I've really become interested in that now, sampling for beats, but also getting into doing that with my own voice. And I think it's more the aesthetics of hip-hop that I enjoy, the idea of taking vintage elements, samples from the 70s or 80s and incorporating them into a kind of a modern approach. Hip-hop is actually, and urban music is quite popular in New Zealand. We have, the Maori people make a lot of urban music, and it's something I grew up with as a kid and probably had a love for because of how much it was nurtured in New Zealand, maybe even more so than Australia.